ties are a pain in the ass. Hey guys, it's Ifeyinwa. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Ifeyinwa and I am a Nigerian content creator living in London. I make videos all about home, life, and style. If you like the vibe over here, please consider subscribing to my channel. I upload new videos every week. And let's just jump right into this video, okay? Okay. I wanted to make the video that I wish that I had seen before I decided to lock my hair. This video is going to be all about 5 things I wish I knew before I got my Microlocs installed. So if you're interested in learning what those 5 things are, then keep on watching. Your Microlocs are going to attract a lot of attention. Positive and, in very weird cases, negative. So let's start off on a positive note. This hairstyle attracts a lot of attention because a lot of people don't really know what Microlocs are. I think this will vary depending on where you live, but like I mentioned, I live in London, and in the areas that I seem to be, I get a lot of people stopping me asking what my hairstyle is. People think they're like twists or like really tiny braids, but there's a general consensus that people are just curious about my hair. I will often find people staring at me a few times. People will come up to me and ask what my hairstyle is, where I got it installed, just questions about my hair. But if you're the kind of person that's maybe a bit more introverted, doesn't really like that kind of attention, just bear in mind that your hair will attract a bit of attention, of course, depending on where you are. On a negative side, I must say this has only happened to me one time, and it was when I was in Berlin. My friend and I went to Berlin in February. Both of us actually have Microlocs installed, and we came across a very ignorant group of women. For context, I'm just gonna say they were Caucasian women, and they were having dinner in a restaurant, and when me and my friend both walked into the restaurant, my friend actually noticed that they were pointing at our hair and cackling. I actually did not see this, but she mentioned it to me by the time we left the restaurant. Obviously, it was something that was not very pleasant for her. It would have affected me negatively too had I seen it. People like that are just ignorant and stupid, and they would probably be cackling at our hair no matter what hairstyle we had. But to be honest, I think Microlocs are beautiful. I think Afro hair in general is beautiful. I think all hair is beautiful, but obviously I'm biased towards Afro hair. And if you have a problem with any hair that's not growing out of your head, then you need help. Microlocs are way more versatile than you think. I actually delayed the installation of my Microlocs for 2 years because I wanted to wait until my wedding to get my Microlocs installed. My main thought process behind that was because I wanted to be able to have my hair out. I wanted to be able to straighten my hair for one of my looks. I wanted to be able to have a bun for one of my other looks. And to be honest, now that I know what I know about Microlocs, I could have done all of that and still have my Microlocs. I, for one, have seen people do all sorts of things when they've had Microlocs underneath their hair. And I mean everything from braids to crochet locks to wigs to really sleek buns. Every single hairstyle, there seems to be some sort of workaround for it. So if you're the kind of person who likes to switch up your hair and you're thinking that Microlocs might prevent you from doing that, I'm here to tell you that honestly, they won't. They're super versatile. Today I actually did a braid out, and funnily enough, this is probably my most successful braid out. I've never been able to have a really successful braid out when I had loose hair, but I can have a successful braid out with my Microlocs. So they might even help your hairstyling goals. So just bear in mind that having Microlocs installed does not mean that you cannot rock your favorite hairstyles that you would on your loose hair. You will never experience this level of hair freedom. I actually had Microlocs installed after being natural for about 10 years. And in the course of being natural, at least for me, I had a very love-hate relationship with my hair regimen. I went from times where I was like having wash days every single week, and they were very intense wash days. I was pre-pooing, I was detangling, I was deep conditioning, I was shampooing, I was stretching, I was moisturizing, I was doing everything. The whole wash day was literally like a whole day routine. I remember there would be times where I would want to style my hair. Let's say on the Saturday, I would have to start prepping it from Thursday in anticipation for wash day on Friday, and then making sure that I can stretch it so it's stretched for my styling session on Saturday. So I was always thinking about the next step. So I'm coming from that sort of background, okay? That is important to bear in mind because some people have very simple regimens. I am someone that never really did. I would go from that extreme to being completely lazy and doing absolutely nothing with my hair and keeping it under braids for months at a time. And when I was doing that, I was feeling guilty because I wasn't looking after my hair. It was just always a cycle of feeling like I need to do something with my hair. Ever since I had my hair locked, when I tell you, like, this is something that I've never experienced, okay? Like literally not in the past 10 years. For the first month, maybe month and a half of my Microlocs journey, I literally did not even spritz my hair with anything. I literally would wake up in the morning, shake my hair and go because I think I just had PTSD from hair regimens. I did not want to do anything. And Microlocs allowed me to do that. So the only thing that I was experiencing during that time was what I now know is dry scalp. I'll talk more about that in my next few points, but if you're looking for ultimate hair freedom, if you're looking for wake up and shake your hair and go type of hair, Microlocs will give you that. Microlocs are not 100% maintenance free. So like I mentioned in my previous point, I experienced dry scalp for the first, to be honest, I still experience dry scalp. I just thought, okay, well my scalp's not itching, I'm not experiencing dry scalp. But I had mentioned in my first video, I'll link that in the cards if you haven't watched it, I noticed that anytime I would scratch my scalp, all this like white stuff would come out. I didn't know that was dry scalp. So during my second retie, my loctician actually showed me, which is something that I had never actually done before. So she parted my scalp and showed me in the mirror, and I could see that there was like these white, almost like crusts on my scalp. And she recommended this hairspray that I've been using. It's by Almacado. I'll do a close-up of it so you can see. And ever since I got that, I've been spritzing my hair pretty much every other day, a couple times a week. And it's definitely helped with that. You don't need to go out and buy this spray specifically. I know people use rose water and make their own sprays, but why I really like this spray is because it has peppermint oil. So the peppermint oil, it just gives me this really nice soothing, tingling feeling that I love. It might not be to everyone's taste, but I love it. And obviously it's got antibacterial properties. It'll help to prevent dandruff and itching, even though that isn't something that I've personally experienced. I just really enjoy using that spray. Having said that, I think I might try and make my own because it's kind of what I do. In case you guys don't know, I have a natural cosmetics brand called Ajali, so I'm very familiar with making my own spritz and sprays like that. So I could definitely make something like that. But yeah, they're not maintenance free, basically. At least for me, in my experience, you have to do some sort of daily maintenance by spritzing your scalp to prevent dry scalp. So that's worth mentioning. We need to talk about reties, okay? Reties is the one part of the Microlocs process that I think people don't talk about enough, okay? So what are reties for people that don't know what Microlocs are? When your hair grows out, obviously the hair growing from your scalp is not naturally locked, so you have to go and get that hair locked, and that is called the retightening process. This is not an optional process, okay? One of my Microloc crushes, Takara Ann, I think that's how you say her name, she's literally done a whole series on what her hair looks like because she basically stopped retying her hair for a really long time. And if you want to see like the aftermath of that, I will link that video down below in the description. But she's made a whole series about it, and honestly, like I think that experience that she's sharing has like scared me into like shaping up, because I very easily could be that kind of person. And why, you might be asking? Reties are a pain in the ass. That's why. Okay? They take such a long time and they're expensive. So I completely understand why people might skip them, stretch them out, and get to the point of no return. I, for one, have 548 locks. I know people have more, some people have less. But on a good day, the shortest a retie has ever taken me is 3 hours. That's 3 hours of my time, excluding commuting time to my hair salon. I get my reties done at a salon in Enfield, which is about an hour away from me. So the whole retie process takes anything from 5 to 6 hours. That excludes waiting time. The past 2 times I've gone to get my hair retied, I've had to wait for about an hour because my locticians are running behind schedule. And again, that feeds into my retie experience. The second time I had a retie, I used a trainee loctician, and she needed almost over 4 hours to retie my hair. So can you see how much time this retie process is taking? It's not something that you can get done after work. It's something that can require a whole day on the weekend. For me, one of the reasons why I wanted to get Microlocs is because I was tired of super long hair appointments. Before I locked my hair, I was doing back-to-back braids, back-to-back protective styles. And that for me was just becoming such a pain. I don't like waiting, I don't like sitting in chairs. I don't like having to spend like a whole day getting my hair done. And unfortunately, that's a part of this process. So every 6 to 8 weeks, you will need to get your hair retied. Some people might even need to get their hair retied more often, depending on how quickly their hair grows. I personally am on an 8-week schedule, and that seems to be working out fine for me. And yeah, every 8 weeks, I know I'm going to lose at least one weekend day getting my hair retied. And yeah, it's frustrating. And on top of that, it's really competitive to get appointments at my hair salon. And they're also expensive. So I talked a little bit about the price of reties in my first video. The cost of retying your hair in London can be anything from, the lowest I've heard is 70 pounds, and I've heard up to 150 pounds. That's a significant cost. And again, it's a regular cost. So it's something that you need to factor into your budget for your hair. Is this something that you can truly invest in? Because if you can't, you'll run into problems with your locks further down the line. So when you're thinking about getting Microlocs installed, don't just think about the initial installation costs, think about the maintenance costs as well. Of course, you can self-retie your hair. There are classes you can take on that. There's so many videos on YouTube that talk more about that. But for me personally, the way my lifestyle is set up, I already know I'm never going to do that. I braided my hair once during lockdown, and if you guys want to watch that vlog, when I think about that experience and how my hands were cramping and how like frustrating that process was for me, I know I will never retie my hair. There are people on here that are retying their hair and it's taking them 3-4 days, and I just know that I don't have that patience, that skill set, or the desire to do it personally. So if you are considering self-retying your hair, don't let me discourage you. I've never done it. I don't know what it's like, but I know that I don't care to know what it's like. So I prefer to get my hair retied by someone else. So yeah, that's something to consider. I've just had to accept it now because in the grand scheme of things, it's worth it, to be honest, for the hair freedom that I have on a day-to-day basis. But gosh, I don't like getting my hair retied. I'm not gonna lie to you. So those are the 5 things I wish I knew before I got my Microlocs installed. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you want to know more about my Microlocs, I will of course link my first Microlocs video in the cards where you can learn all about it. So I'm coming up to 6 months now, and I will come and do an official update on my locks at the 6-month mark. But until then, I hope you guys will check out some other videos on my channel. I make videos all about home, life, and style. So we have a little bit of travel content, home, DIY interiors, fashion, style, beauty, wellness, everything. So I'm sure you'll find something on this channel that you are interested in. So if you do, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. It really helps my channel. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Stay blessed, stay safe, and take care. Bye.